the gods, the drugs, from my generation, I'll take the fall. The state, and across the nation, and it's a sin. The gods, the fake, the fraud, they're messing with me. Come on, come on, come on, let's get it out.
Hello and welcome everybody to the first official Steve and Joe Wrestling Experience, a podcast about the wrestling world. We're going to talk about everything that's been going on in wrestling and everything that's coming up. What's coming up with WrestleMania, what's been going on in the house shows, live shows, all that good stuff. Anything to do with the locomotive, the ones on top, WWE. We'll throw in a little NXT.
We're going to get some indie in there, yeah. NXT and indie, and because I want to touch base too, and everybody let everybody know about Booker T's Reality of Wrestling.
And then Lucha Underground, they've been doing pretty good.
Lucha Underground, yeah. And then the old Ring of Honor.
Yeah.
Old Samoa Joe going back to his old stomping grounds.
Okay, so we're going to start off with what happened on SmackDown. More development of storylines, and it's almost like Fastlane, but in a wrestling show.
It was more Fastlane. There was actually a Fastlane match, which was a six-man. It was Seth Rollins, Kane, and Big Show against Ziggler, Ryback, and Eric Rowan. And like I said, it was just the same stuff over again with that match. But the good highlight of the night, I would say, if you watch it, was R-Truth, or whatever his name he's going by these days, K-Quick. He stole the wrestling belt from Wade Barrett. Wade Barrett got it back early in the night from Dean Ambrose, and then R-Truth was out there and he stole it from him. That was hilarious.
With the six-man, I wanna touch base on that. I'm not a fan that they're just putting all these names, just putting together matches.
It's like they don't know what to do with him now. It's like they brought him back, and then, okay, we're in a six-man tag against these three guys, and keep on doing it. It's getting old already. They need to do something individual with these guys. But right now, it's probably not going to happen until after WrestleMania.
Yeah, that's when everything restarts. And, what happened to Luke Harper?
Right.
He just, vanished. I don't
Something big's going to happen with him then.
I hope so, because I feel like he should be there more than Aaron Rowan.
They gave him the Intercontinental belt to do nothing. It was almost like he was like a stepping stone.
Yeah.
He's like, here, hold us until, till Wade Barrett comes back,
Yeah.
Well, no, actually it was Ziggler won it and then Wade Barrett won it. Yeah. So, ridiculous.
I don't know about that. So, how do you feel about this whole Dean Ambrose, Wade Barrett thing?
To me, Ambrose should be doing something better, bigger and better. I think it's a waste of talent.
And you know what? I can agree with that, but what I feel like they're doing is they're taking somebody that could be a world heavyweight champion and putting them at a lower belt,
right? So
they can amp up that belt.
The Intercontinental?
Yeah.
Yeah, because if you watch SmackDown, they're going to throw the Yes Man into it, Daniel Bryan, because he was holding the belt when he was talking to Wade Barrett. So then Dean Ambrose came out and blah, blah, blah. They did their whole schmoz thing and before the actual match. But you might see Bryan's name involved in that too. It might be a three-way match over at WrestleMania.
You know what? I'm excited for that because if they try to amp up the belt, then they'll do the whole champion versus champion where it's Intercontinental versus the world heavyweight or whatever.
Well, here's the thing. Intercontinental was always a belt that was relevant. It was never irrelevant. Mm-hmm. And now they made it irrelevant. And it's like, even the U.S. title. As old as I am, I go back watching the NWA days where you had people like Dusty Rhodes, you had Magnum TA, all these guys were the U.S. champion and meant something, back in, and then it became WCW and all that. But that title was, if you look back at the names, Barry Windham, all them guys held that belt. Intercontinental, Pat Patterson, Shawn Michaels, Razor Ramon, Macho Man, all these guys, this belt meant something. Now it's just almost like a passe belt or whatever. It's almost like the European title.
And then with the U.S. title,
Yeah.
they have John Cena pushing that.
They're trying to make that title important again, which it should be. All these titles should be important, even the tag.
Yeah.
The tag should be something. Me personally, I don't like the design of the new tag belts, but that's just me because I'm old school. But I don't know. To me, it looks like a big ass copper penny on it.
Yeah. I think them making the other belts irrelevant kind of makes them step on their own feet creatively, because then they'll only have one big story, whereas if they have amped up belts, you can do numerous
things. You got so much talent. You took away the world title. Which was, I understand it was a WCW belt, fine, but they were doing good with world. You got all this talent, and you're not doing nothing with it. If you only have one belt that's relevant, but it's like, I don't know. To me, I think it's a waste. You should have kept the world. I know they wanted to unify it just to make one champion, and that's fine. But there was actually talks that John Cena he's going to win the United States Championship, and they're supposed to bring the European title back for Rusev. What are your thoughts on that?
I like it, but I mean, there's not too many outsiders of the United States.
There's a lot of European people that not from the United States that are in the WWE now. You got UK guys, you got Scotland guys, you got Russian guys now, so it'll make, I don't know, to me it'll make, then you got the guys coming in NXT too.
Oh, yeah.
Finn Balor is from Scotland.
Yeah.
What's his name? That Kevin Owens is Canadian.
Yeah.
So European title.
Yeah. Yeah, they could do it, yeah.
Yeah, they could do something. Either that or bring the Cruiserweight title back. Bring something back. Make it more interesting. Now I know TNA is not the big leagues per se, but the X division was awesome.
It was amazing.
It was amazing. That was the best thing they had.
And then they had the X something match.
Yeah, where you can when you won the X division title, you can cash it in almost like the Money in the Bank thing to go against the world TNA champion, whatever the hell it was. So I thought that was it's an incentive. It gives you an incentive to win the X division title.
Yeah.
That's why Samoa Joe was in it, and in the X division, and a couple other guys. I forget who else was in there. And then they went on to win the world instead of just your 15th, world championship match without even earning it.
Yeah. Just
or as I call him, Hulk Hogan Jr.
It's hard not to.
I know. And then, especially when he travels with him now. They just did a thing. I think it was Google or something like that. Did you see that on Facebook?
I don't think so.
Yeah, it was John Cena, Hulk Hogan, and Stephanie McMahon. They were doing some thing for Google or whatever, and he was with Espada.
I'm surprised Roman Reigns wasn't there too.
No, it was just them three. The face.
And I feel like Roman Reigns on that track, short list of moves. I mean, John Cena has a wide range of moves, and he's a pretty good wrestler, but
you know what? Here's the thing. Roman Reigns doesn't have a lot of moves, but he knows how to sell a match. And that's why he's getting the push he's getting. He can make the other guys make him look good, but he sells it good. It's all about selling. If you talk to any wrestler, they tell you, if you can sell what you're doing in there, you're going to make it. It's all about selling.
Yeah.
Think about it. That's why him and Daniel Bryan's match was so good.
I thought it was a mediocre match.
I know at first, but then towards the end, it was all right. It got better.
I thought it was just all right, this is pretty cool, I guess.
Like I said, he sold it. Whatever Daniel Bryan did, he sold it good. So,
if you want to go with that theory, what happened with Dolph Ziggler?
Dolph Ziggler, in my opinion, is the next Shawn Michaels. The next Shawn Michaels, he got a lot of talent, and When he says he's going to steal the show, he does exactly that. He steals the show. Yeah, I honestly think he's going to be, I know they say Seth Rollins, but he's going to be out there with him. I think that's like the new Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels feud right there.
It has to be. I mean, he's too good to be not mentioned in the top.
He's too good to be in 3-way tag matches. That's what he's too good to do.
We kind of touched base on Roman Reigns. One thing, like you said, he has a short amount of moves, but he knows how to use them.
Right.
I think personally, he would be way better if he broke away from this character.
Yeah.
He's the only one that kept the same music.
Yeah.
Still has the vest on. It's like
he can't get out of that Shield character.
Yeah.
You know, he didn't know how to make his own. Like Dean Ambrose, he's his own person now. Seth Rollins is his own person now. And got Roman Reigns. He's still doing the Shield thing, coming out of the audience, wearing the vest, like you said, wearing the black army pants, and doing that whoa thing, which I think is ridiculous, but whatever,
If he felt so, like for the storyline, if he felt so quote unquote betrayed,
right?
Why would you still embrace that character?
Yeah, I wouldn't.
And I see that represents his mic skills.
Right. Oh God.
How uncreative this guy is.
Uncreative he is, and which it brought me to one person that, oh my God, even though CM Punk is gone, but getting back to Roman Reigns real quick before I lose train of thought, his mic skills are terrible. He's got a good physique, and he's got a baby face. It's the only reason why he's getting over right now, and he's The Rock's cousin too.
Yeah. He
needs to work on his persona, his yeah, he just needs work. I mean, he's rough around the edges. I mean, I know nobody's perfect right away. I get that, but you have to get better with time, and he's just not. You know what I mean?
Yeah. He's the ideal person for Vince McMahon.
Right.
That's what Vince McMahon looks in wrestlers.
It's like the status quo, like CM Punk always talked about. He is the status quo. Big guy, strong like Tarzan, but brain like Jane or something. That's why CM Punk always talked about that status quo guy, like John Cena. Status quo, they didn't want to change. Like I was watching the thing when they had a problem with the whole Daniel Bryan thing before he got hurt, right? And Daniel Bryan was out there, and Shawn Michaels told him, told Hunter, what's your problem with him? They said that you couldn't do it, we couldn't do it, and then he goes, what's your problem with him? Because you've thrown everything Daniel Bryan's way, and he's proved you wrong. He goes, that's your problem with Daniel Bryan. Which, he's not the status quo guy, 6 foot something, 300 and some pounds. So, but getting back to mic skills, Bray Wyatt.
Oh, that guy.
Can that guy cut a promo or what? I love Bray Wyatt.
He's my favorite.
Yeah.
It's no longer skills. It's natural for him.
I was watching an interview with him. This is why I said I'll come back to it. I was watching an interview with him. I forgot what show he was on, but it was somewhere in Tampa, Florida. And it was a radio show. And he said, did you see that interview?
Yeah, I did.
Where he said that if they came to him with a script, he would throw it out. He goes, when I spew into the microphone, he goes, that's all me, brother. He goes, I don't use a script. I don't have to use a script. So, yeah, Bray Wyatt is the guy.
And there was a thing that CM Punk said. I think it was on the podcast with Cole Cabana, where he said him, Bray Wyatt, and there's a few other guys, I think Orton, that they'll take the script, look at the points that they need to hit, crumble it up, and throw it away. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not going to follow the script, but I know what I have to say.
So what brings me to my point is, why do you need all these writers then? For the idiots that can't do that? Like a Roman Reigns? You know what I mean? Yeah. Come on. Tell me Roman Reigns doesn't use a script? Please. He pauses after every sentence. You know what I'm going to do tonight? Think about it. Remember my line? I'm going to kick your ass. You know? He's like the William Shatner of wrestling.
He has this big part, but yeah, he can't act for nothing.
That's funny. It's hilarious because he's like stops after everything. He's like trying to remember his lines. It's hilarious. I mean, like I said, the guy he's going to be good. You know, he's still young. What is he, 20-something years old?
Yeah, he just needs the right character.
Right.
He hits that right character, he'll sail with it.
Well, yeah. Look at The Rock. He was Rocky Maivia when he first came in. You know, and then he went with the Nation of Domination and became The Rock. And it worked, you know. So it's just him finding what he can do.
You know, I will say, when Roman Reigns was in the Shield, it fit perfectly in there. It's like he represented something and he believed in his own character.
Well, that's because he had the other two to make him, you know, who does he got now but to rely on himself?
Yeah.
So when you don't have Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose to fall back on, what do you got?
Exactly.
He doesn't have it. To me, I don't know. Like I said, everybody says, oh, he's green. No, he's not green. He just doesn't have that it factor, to me.
If he does, I don't see it.
I don't see it. And they obviously see something that we don't. The thing that I see is he's okay in the ring. His mic skills suck, but he's got a killer body. You know, his face gets over with the ladies, and he's The Rock's cousin. Yeah. That's the only thing I see. Touching on Booker T's reality of wrestling. Dude, the Harlem Heat came back the other night. They came back the other night and won the world, the reality of wrestling, ROW World Tag Team Champions. So now they've held every freaking belt in the world. And it was cool to see them two wrestle. It's on like a cable, I forgot what cable channel, but it was cool. It's Booker T's, it's actually a wrestling school.
Really?
If you go down to Houston, Texas, it's a school. It's Booker T's reality of wrestling school. But they hold live TV events like NXT does.
Uh-huh.
Like NXT is like their up and coming thing. Yeah. So,
you know, speaking of wrestling schools, I just found out recently that Lance Storm has a school in Canada.
Yeah.
And that's where they get most of their wrestlers from his school.
Kevin Owens went there, I believe. He did a little time there.
And you know what? It explains a lot. Lance Storm was a great wrestler.
Oh my God! But he had, like Roman Reigns, he had no mic skills. He had no persona. He had nothing like that. He had no personality.
Yeah, no personality or charisma.
Yeah, but wrestled the hell out of you.
Yeah.
Like Sal Bandini.
That's the one thing I miss about, you know, Chris Benoit, Bret Hart, even like Saturn.
Chris Benoit was kind of on the mic too.
Yeah.
You think about it. Until he came to the WWE. When he was in WCW, he was in the Four Horsemen, so he had, you know, the other guys to carry him, like Arn and Rick and them. But when he first came into WWE, his mic skills weren't that good.
No.
But towards the end, when he won the title and everything, he was good. You know, but he came into his own. You know, that's what you have to do.
That's one team I was a fan of. Was Dean Malenko, Eddie Guerrero, Chris Benoit, and Perry Saturn. That was a phenomenal team.
That was like WWE's version of the Outsiders.
Yeah.
Of the NWO thing, you know. What did they used to call themselves? God, I forgot what they called themselves.
But, like...
The insert, they like...
Something like that.
I forget.
But, like, at the time, when them guys came in, you're like, oh, okay. Because, you know, there was bigger stories, blah, 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 blah. But now, you look back on it, you're like, what?
That was,
Yeah, that was amazing.
That was amazing. And what sucked at first is because after Eddie Guerrero's, like, first or second match, dislocated his elbow. Mm-hmm. You remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah, so he was, like, out right away. It's like, what the hell? It's like, WWE's mats are harder than WCW. Gotta take it easy, man. Yeah, no, like I said, that was great for the time, you know. They came over at a great time, and you know, they sold it. You know, Eddie Guerrero went on to win 2 championships in WWE.
Yeah.
Benoit, 1 or 2?
Benoit, I think it was one.
Yeah, because he
against the Triple H
and
and Shawn Michaels. Yeah.
And Perry Saturn, well,
talk to him up.
You know, and Dean Malenko works backstage now, so he found himself a good job.
And I know we touched base on it earlier, but I wanted to bring it up again just because it's there in my mind. You brought up Bray Wyatt.
Oh, yeah.
His promo's cutting.
Oh, my God.
But now, look at who they're cutting towards. Now it's him and Undertaker. I mean, what is your take on this?
The old Phenom versus the new Phenom. That's how I look at it. I mean, the guy is, to me, he's the new Mark Calloway. You know, he's the Undertaker. He's going to be great. He's like the new boogeyman guy, you know, in the WWE. Not the actual boogeyman. That guy sucks.
Yeah.
But, you know, like the guys who everybody was afraid of, you know, the Undertaker when he first came out. Talent-wise, same. You know, the persona and working the mic, same. Guys just, yeah. I mean, if there's anybody to pass the torch, the Undertaker torch to, it's him.
Yeah.
You know, now he's calling out the Undertaker.
Coming out to his music.
Yeah.
The coffin.
The coffin.
Woo!
I don't know. There's talks that Undertaker's not going to actually appear until WrestleMania,
You know,
which I personally think is horrible.
yeah, it's a bad idea.
Bad idea. At least one appearance. At least once.
I mean, it's been the past 6 years. Comes Bray Wyatt.
But he
Or
don't even do
doesn't-
that sometimes.
He just looks points to the side.
Points to the sign, and you know right away. But you know who did that this year? Sting.
Yeah.
He did that to Triple H. He had a baseball bat in his throat, and then pointed towards WrestleMania. And then Triple H is like, "You want to wrestle me at WrestleMania?" Puts the bat back in his throat, points to WrestleMania again. So
I thought that was so cheesy. It
it
worked.
It worked.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, but that's another match we'll have to talk about maybe next time. But getting back to Undertaker, he needs to make at least 1 or 2 appearances before WrestleMania.
They need to do a mind game versus mind game.
That would be awesome.
If Undertaker he didn't even have to wrestle, but he makes like little skits and stuff.
Yeah.
You know,
Like
answering to
doing
Bray
something
Wyatt.
to call him out, and he does something to totally screw him over, or you know, whatever, you know, just a dong, or you know, show his face, or do a promo or something, you know.
Like I just had a thought, like Bray Wyatt comes on the screen
Yeah.
as he's having this crazy promo. The gong hits. Undertaker's behind Bray Wyatt. Gong hits again. He's gone. Just something like that
Right.
could be very
It
impactful.
would be phenomenal, you know. Just that alone, that thought should be it should be considered, because that would be great. I would be like, oh shit, you know.
Yeah, they get you going.
And just have him appear behind him, looking at him like, oh, goofy guy, you know, with that Undertaker, boy, who you calling out look, you know.
Yeah.
And then just boom, gone, you know, the second gong. That would be great.
Yeah.
That's a good concept. I like that one.
And then I don't really want to talk about it, but it needs to be talked about. Him retiring.
There was one person, I listened to an interview, Kurt Angle. Kurt Angle said he should have never lost. I agree with him. He should have retired as, what would have been, 22-0?
Uh-huh.
22-0. He should have retired. If he was going to retire, he shouldn't have lost. He should have told Vince no, because I heard that it happened, it was the decision a couple hours before the match even happened.
Yeah.
That, you know, Vince told Undertaker, they sat down and talked about it, and, you know, Vince being Vince convinced Undertaker to do it. That's what was best for business.
Yeah.
You know, so that's what I heard, you know, through interviews and stuff that people said. So, who he lost it to, I guess if you're going to lose it to, I guess Brock Lesnar would be the guy, right?
I mean, there was only 3 guys I would consider the guys to do it.
Shawn
Michaels, not Brock Lesnar, John Cena, or Bray Wyatt. John Cena because he's the future. I mean, well, he's the now.
See, now I have different. To me, at the time, Shawn Michaels, Triple H, or Brock Lesnar. Those are my 3 guys.
Lesnar,
Lesnar,
I
because
mean-
he's the beast incarnate, man. You can't lose to the beast. It's like a thing. That's why he won.
yeah.
Think about it, you know.
And I mean, for the time, I could see how it was good for business, but it's just
Well, that was like, okay, what if he would have lost to the CM Punk? Everybody would have been going out of their minds if CM Punk would have been the one that beat him.
Yeah.
But Shawn Michaels, okay, well, that's Shawn Michaels. He's a showstopper, icon, blah, 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 Mr. WrestleMania. Triple H, he owns the company. You're losing to me, So, Brock Lesnar, well, he's he's a beast. So, I don't know. If it would have been anybody else, I think I would have been pissed.
it would have made sense for Bray Wyatt to do it for me because
Or even Sting.
it'd be a passing of the torch.
Sting. Having Sting come in and beat him?
WCW
Or was
versus
that,
WWE.
I was just going to say, or was that be like, is that why they're not going to do it? Because they don't want WCW to be like, better than the WWE.
I think that was
That's
probably
why. Yeah, but they're still going to do it now with the Triple H and Sting thing. Because what happens if Sting wins? WCW's better. Their boy's better than our boy.
yeah.
But to me, Triple H only got that name and got all that recognition because he was banging Stephanie.
Yeah. I mean, sure, that wasn't his intentions.
No. Started out as a storyline, but you know as well as I do. Would you pass up that storyline?
No.
Be with the boss's daughter? Not me either.
So, I mean, I don't know. And it just happened. And then he just embraced it, and now he's capitalizing on it, taking advantage of a situation.
He capitalized big time on it. Think about it. He's got control. He sits, and they give the instructions. Actually, Vince sits there. Triple H is giving the guys the instructions, with the headset and everything.
Yeah.
Okay. There was a picture on Facebook with that. NXT's his.
It was
It's
all
completely
him.
his. Okay, so yeah, he's banking big time on being the son-in-law, or like Shawn Michaels calls him, Vince Jr.
Yeah, but I don't know. The Undertaker, I was talking to my buddy Sam, and he said, oh, he should come back as the American
Would
Badass.
that be Sam from the Sam and Joe show?
Yeah.
Plug.
Yeah. He said that, it'd be cool if he came back as the American Badass to do it because he was more vocal on the mic. I said, Undertaker is the Undertaker. He doesn't need to say anything.
No.
Here's how I said if he were to retire, this is how he should do it.
Right.
Gong hits.
Right.
Druids, whatever you want. Has his 50-minute intro like he always does.
Yeah.
So
It is long, but it's
comes
cool.
in, takes the urn, puts it in the middle of the ring, puts his hat on the urn, goes, leaves, raises the arm. That's
Done.
it. Doesn't have to say anything.
That's a cool concept.
And everybody
I like
would
that.
everybody would know.
Instead of
That's
doing
it.
the whole Ric Flair thing, crying in the middle of the ring with everybody coming out.
I'm like, that defeats the whole purpose of who the Undertaker is.
Right. I mean, Undertaker. He's small in words, big on action.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. That would be cool. I like it.
He's like, oh no, I wouldn't like it. It'd be stupid. I'm like, no, it wouldn't.
Yeah.
Nothing stupid about that.
Yeah, well, everybody's got their opinions. I mean, they're not always good and right opinions, especially coming from Sam. No, just joking, Sam, in case you listen to this.
All right. Well, that's it for this week. We're going to be doing this every week, throwing down on some audio whoop ass. And this is the official podcast for the Steve and Joe Wrestling Experience. See you guys next week.